What's extra good with the people? Um, right now we finna get into why self. Why self? Um, First of all, self was something that I had been wanting to put together for a long time. Even while I was, capturing myself in aware, I still wanted to, have something that, like I still wanted to have something that would explain my life in a certain sense. At first, it was supposed to be about all the exes because I just thought it was a story. I just thought that me speaking about my exes was an interesting story, like something I could write about, and I was challenging myself to write about it in rhyme form. So as time went on, I finished Aware and got that out, focused on a lot of different things, and none of them was self. None of them was me personally. Self to me is you know being every single day without thought. That's just like doing what you need to do without other opinions altering the way you do your thing. So I did a lot of searching, soul searching, trying to figure out what it truly is that I want to do, who it truly is that I am, and what do I want to represent. So while going through all of that, of course, life takes you by the horns and tries to throw you around, but I kept pressing forward. I never fully had all the beats that I wanted in the beginning while I was still working on Aware. I never had all the beats. I had a list of stuff, but it was kind of like I was forcing it. I wasn't really like allowing what I really want to come in to come in. And plus, I was in a relationship at that point in time too, and that relationship would change a lot. Like the last two relationships I was in, that shit would change everything in my life. Like it would change my whole mindset, who I was being, what I was doing, and things like that. And so gradually, I started to get restless in this time. I wanted things to happen, and they weren't happening for me the way I was hoping. And in another video, if you go back to the culmination of 2020 coming into 2021, in that video I explained how much I've been through and how much I went through to get to where I got. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be able to express self, which is an abundance of love, of joy, of peace. This is just personal self. I'm just an abundance of that. I'm an abundance of peace, joy, love, harmony, and diligence. Like, that's just how I move. If anybody is fucking with any of those, then they can't be in my energy. That's how elite and supreme everyone is supposed to be. Like, if somebody is not helping you, they're hurting you. Even if you don't think so. Like, people can't dwell in my energy, just sit there. They can't just be in my energy just to be there. If you're not bringing nothing to the table, then there's nothing being brought to the table. If you understand what I'm saying. As far as people I care about, people I love, they get the best of me. They get the best of me now. So it's not about, being selfish. It's not about, oh, I don't like this person or I don't like that person. It's about who you are as a person that makes me like you and or not like you, relatively like you or not like you. You know what I'm saying? We all connect. We all have a purpose, and we all got something to do on this earth. And I believe that. And I'm not just out here, you know, not applying what I know to life anymore. I'm not doing that because it don't work like that. But as far as everything else goes, I'm excited. Um, Self came to me in the beginning of, no, self came to me, like it really fully came to me at the end of 2020. I made a plan. I had broken up with the girl that I was with, the the girl that I was with. Of course, I went into another. I went back to go try and go forward, and ended up having to stay back for a second to eventually go forward. So I just gotten out of that relationship, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was asked out. I went to go stay with my mom, and I was staying there for a couple months, and I'm just like, I don't feel. I'm not feeling it. Like I'm not. I don't know what to do with my life, and I already made a vow to myself that I wasn't gonna cry again because I felt sorry for the circumstances that I was in. And so it turned into a plan. It turned into me writing down ideas. It turned into me trying to figure out things to do to progress in life. It made me figure out what I was gonna do next with myself and actually press forward and do it. Consistency, discipline, and structure were the three main things for me. This year is discipline, consistency, and action. Because now it's no more talking about it. Now it's you need to go do it. Now it's like you need to hold yourself accountable for what you put on paper and go do it. Make it happen, or else you're gonna be upset. You're gonna be sad at every corner, at every turn. You're gonna be upset. So I drew back. I made my plan, and once the plan was finished, I started making smaller forms of goals to go toward my plan. And in the midst of this, I'm creating mixtapes. I had Not Often. I had the Soul Tape. I had the sample tapes, and everything is still going in motion. But now I'm really focused on myself. I'm able to really sit there and focus on what I really want to do. So after the plans, my mom suggests, like, I'll give you this amount of time before, you gotta leave. And, I never play with my mom. When my mom said something, I made sure that I did it. So she said, I'll give you till this time to get out. And I just stopped looking for approval. I stopped looking for shit to say. I stopped looking for people to say this is the right path. I stopped looking for things saying this is the right path that have to do with my comfort. I said fuck it, and I released all of that shit. And once I did, I made connections. So I called my dad and I told him that I need a place to stay that's more out near Fontana, so I could work and everything will be kosher. And he told me okay. It's quick. It wasn't no thought, it wasn't no nothing. He said, okay, I got something for you. Just wait a little minute for me. Just wait. Just be patient. So he gave me a date, he gave me a month. He said, save this much by this time and we'll be ready to go. And I did what I had to do. I made sure I saved the money up without thinking, because I couldn't think to be in that situation. Like, if I wanted to better myself, I couldn't think about the other things that I wanted my money to go toward, because I already did that. I already put my money towards shit that I wasn't supposed to put it toward, and it got me to a place of lack. So I saved up that money and I put it away. And when it was time for me to go, I was ready. I had so much passion, so much life inside me to go and do what I said I was going to do. And I did. So when I got there, it was it was a luxury type of living. It was like upscale. It's like, this is how you supposed to live, but you can see it so you can be here one day. You're not living here, but you are going to be able to if you keep on doing what you're doing. So I used that time from October or September, one of them, from September to February. I used the whole time. I crunched. I made sure I did what I needed to do, and shit start coming to me for self. The beats that I was making were just they weren't just being made anymore. Like I was feeling what I was making, and if it wasn't feeling it, I wasn't gonna continue. So I started really just, you know, settling in the fact that I got a foundation. Before I left to come out to go to Fontana and stay, I had, I think, two beats. No, I did aware. I mean, not often. I had done not often, and then I came up with a song that I didn't know if I wanted it to be on self or not often. So that was really the foundation, and the first song was released. So I'm gonna go through the whole thing, but released was a song that it usually starts with the first few lines in my head, and then I'm able to go off of what I said. But the first few lines are released is, I had a bitch who went behind me with a homie. I had a bitch who said I never leave your side. So the first line is in reference to my first love. But it was a statement like, this is something I could put on self, because going in the direction of I still want to have a story to talk about when it comes to my exes, it's just like it wasn't making sense for me to make a lot of songs about them. It was just not coming together how I wanted it to. So in school, I did transmedia design, and that was one of the most, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, that was just one of the most advanced classes that I ever been in my life. Like, that's just one of the more advanced things that you gotta, grasp your head around, because it's something. So when I took that class, that's all that's been on my mind all the time. Like, I've even tried to do things to where, I try and make it like transmedia design, and it wouldn't work. So finally, I don't know. I said, one day I was sitting at work, and I was reading to Think and Grow Rich. So I got to a point where it was talking about your partner and how important it is for your partner to be on the same page as you in order for you to succeed in life. So I started thinking about all my old relationships again, and I'm like, I can't really put all of them into one, so what else can I do? And I had read one line, I don't remember what the hell it was, but self first. It had me thinking about my grandpa, because my grandpa is the first one that told me, make sure you take care of yourself first, and don't go crazy or don't lose your mind over people. You know what I'm saying? So self first just popped into my mind, and at that point, I didn't really know what to do with it. But then an autobiography crossed my mind, and I'm like, what if I just wrote a whole book about my life? I write stories anyway, so why not just write a whole story about me, and make it an example. Make it an example rather than, oh, this is just a book about my life, just read about me. Like, it's not about me. It's more about the people and how you can use your circumstances that you've been through to get to the next level that you want to be at. It turned into a self-help book. It turned into something more than what it was supposed to be. And that's the beautiful thing about life. When you come across things, you never know what's going to happen. You never know. So let me tell you, when I came across this thought, I immediately, so I wouldn't forget what was going on in my head, I immediately got a piece of paper, started writing. But the thing was, I could not stop writing. I wrote about 20 pages before I was like, I think this is something. It was like a lightning bolt. Like everything was coming to me at once, and I was excited. Like I didn't know that was gonna come out like the way it did. And so I was continuing to write the book. I had a date I set a date for myself to finish, but it was never really set. So today I'm still typing the book, but we gonna finish and we gonna do what we need to do. But the album was still present because I still had some songs that I was playing with and really forming everything, putting everything together. So eventually, song by song started coming in, and I just started writing. And so, some would fit, others they would look like they would fit and they wouldn't. And, it's just a beautiful thing. Like I keep on saying, I'm at peace now with everything I do, with what I've done and everything. Like, I don't have to suffer. I don't have to go through anything. I don't have to struggle. None of that shit. No more. Simply because I know about self. Simply because I know who I am. I know what I'm here to do. And I have no time to be fucking around. I changed my thought process radically. Seriously, just changed everything that I was thinking about. Changed everything that I learned. Changed everything that made me the person that I was. And it's just a discipline. You come into the world, you go through having to listen to your parents. Maybe you don't, but I did. And you go through the world having to listen to your people and what they say, and being restless because you don't want to do it. And then you go in life and you have to do the same thing if you want to be successful. You have to discipline yourself in order to be great. You have to discipline yourself in order to succeed. And you have to be consistent with that discipline in order to continue to succeed. Because once you get to success, you don't stop there. You got to keep on going. It's a hunger. It's a thirst. You got to want that shit every single day. Every day. And if you don't, it's going to show. That's just it. You don't have to tell anybody anything about anything. They're going to see. They're going to see you do what you do. They're going to see everything that comes out. They're going to see how much you progressed and changed. And they're going to still wonder, even though you fucking shown them and told them. It does not matter. When somebody is ready for that, they're going to be ready for that. When somebody is not ready for that, you cannot hand them the platter, because they're going to take it from you, eat what's on it, and give it back, because they don't understand. They think you're just giving it to them just to give it to them. But you're going to show them. You show them. And that is all that needs to be done. That's all that needs to be done. But anyway, I ain't going to go on too long. This video is already getting a little long. But self. So Demasked is I chose Demasked to be first because it's just like welcome. It's a welcome. It's really an intro track. It's like, it's a gritty track. I got 2 gritty tracks on here. My idea of gritty. I mean, I don't know what y'all thinking, but Demasked is first, and it just mainly is just a welcome. Like, what's up? It's AO, and it's self. Next song I did was 2021, and on January 1st, 2021, I made this beat. I had gotten home from a little get together, and I was sitting in my car, and I just made the beat, and I fell in love with it. So I started writing to it, and once I was done, I came out with some fire. So again, that's another gritty one. My idea of gritty. But it's just more of a statement. Though the ones I call gritty, like not often, and the tracks off there, is just a statement. It's just a don't fuck with me statement. It's just like that. That's it. That's all I be saying. And I want to wake up the people. Like, I just want to jolt you a little bit, make you think in a different direction. The third one is Flights in Private. And Flights in Private I made when I was sitting at a park. I had the beat. It was previously made to another melody, and then I just started playing with stuff and created the beat on that. And the lyrics and the words, just, they came to me in that moment while I was listening to it. But the lyrics to it is just so real. The direction I was going with Self is, I want you to feel where I'm coming from, feel where I'm at, because Self is it's just a mixture of who I am now and who I was, how who I was created who I am now. And so with Flights in Private, it's more of like I'm saying, I'm putting things into existence, but at the same time, I want you to know something. And that's what Self as a whole. I want you to know something. But on the other hand, I'm stating what on the other hand, I'm stating I am stating to the universe what I expect, because it's already ours to have. We just have to say it and be in alignment, do it, But it's not about talking no more. Once you know things, you can't talk no more. And you feel that intuitively. I feel like I can't talk no more. Like, I just feel like I'm wasting my breath when I talk. But, like, for you to see, it's just a different thing. Next, fourth song is Nights Like This. And Nights Like This was just a fun track. It's just, reminisce. I mean, when I sit to my lonely, this is what I think about. Nights like this, I wish, So, and it was, Self was really like, what did school teach you? That's what Self is on some songs. So Nights Like This is a form of I was doing a form of a writing. I ain't been in school in a little bit, so I was doing a form of writing where it's, you repeat a certain phrase throughout the whole rhyme. You repeat a certain phrase throughout the whole rhyme, and I forgot what the fuck it's called, but in due time I will have that for you. Number 5 was Sweet Lady. Sweet Lady was fucking fun. Sweet Lady I had written just because of love. It's about love, and it's a letter to love. It's just, a reminder to love that I'm here and I love you, and how it made me feel from beginnings. Sweet Lady is also it's not called a cover, it's called something different. My mind is just like really not on terms and real glossary shit right now, but Sweet Lady was, is it called a rendition? It's another way of Tyrese's Sweet Lady. So it's just my little pizzazz on Sweet Lady. Number 6 is Call. Call was a good one. Like, when I first made Call, I was thinking about, I always think, man, like, the beginning of Call the chorus just came up. It was smooth. I was listening to the beat, and that's how a lot of this stuff came up. It's just one day I was just listening to the beat, and I sat there with it for a second. And so when I made the chorus, I was like, damn, like this kind of smooth. Like I had always wanted to do poetry on a track, but it never came out like I envisioned it. But on this one, it came out pretty nice. So my initial direction was Jill Scott, A Long Walk. So it was just more like, a female that I like. I'm not saying that I like anyone right now, but a female that I like, and I'm trying to pursue. I want her to call me. And like it's just a sweet song. Like you can feel yourself on a walk. I felt myself on the walk while I was, putting that one together. So next is Released. And Released is the one I was talking about earlier. It's a track about, my exes. It's a track about, like, it's just a track about how I felt during those times. It's a track about, what was going on and how I was being treated and, things like that. It's just a hurt song. Next up is Worth It. Worth It is one of my favorites because I love the beat. I created the beat and I knew I had to do something to that because that shit was crucial. Like when I first heard that beat, I just felt it. That's all I could really truly say. So when I felt it, I didn't have the chorus, but I wrote some bars down and I rapped it to that beat. And so when it came together, then I was like, cool. And when I came up with the chorus, it was just a culmination of, what the song means, what the song is about. So yeah, that's that one. The next one is Back in the Day. And Back in the Day is about my family. It's about, being how we was, how it is, and what we can do, things like that. Free Run is the next one, and that one is cold. Like I came up with that on the spot. I made the beat and made the rhymes on the spot. Like it's a beautiful thing when you could sit there and just create. But the power of now is what allows you to create. So I was sitting there, I made the beat, and I just started jamming to it. And so I put my own little flavor on it. Free Run and As Is, I put my flavor on that on those two. And those two were the first time I created a bridge, like a chorus that repeats, that you can sing along with and things like that. So that was definitely fun. Both of those, and As Is right after that one. As Is probably about my biggest one right now, and I created that from scratch. Like it's just a statement of don't judge, don't be a judge. You're not the judge. You can't judge nobody. So that's really what that one is. The next one I have is Control, and that one is Grammy level shit. Like to me, that's Grammy level shit. And that was the first song that I really felt. I made the beat and I wanted to sing on that. I wanted to really sing on it, but it's not really singing. I mean, you're not a singer unless you can get on the stage and sing, or you can sing without nothing. Like you could just do your thing, just sing. I'm a harmonizer. I harmonize shit and that shit be sounding great. So that's what I stick with. I harmonized, I rhymed, and Control was just a a song that just spoke to me from the very beginning. Even while I was writing, it was speaking to me. So that one's close to my heart. I'm proud of that one, and I'm excited to put that one out. As for the last one, I made that off top. I made that one, and I just added it because it ain't never that serious, dog. Fuck. Anyway, excuse me. Some I just had to put that one on there because it's self. It's self. Some is the song of self. Like that's like I don't know how to explain it. Like some is the it's like it's not the logo. It's the you got McDonald's and all that shit, and then you got I'm loving it. Some is the I'm loving it part of it. Like that's like the stamp. That's a good one right there. So overall, self was fun. It was fun. It took a minute. It took a while, but for me to have everything that I do have, and for me to be able to put that out and bring it together in a book, an album, and a documentary, it's only God. You know what I'm saying? And I feel successful. I feel successful because of what I've done, what I'm doing, what I did, all of that. Like it's just a whole. It's about to be a whole new thing. I shed some skin and I keep on going. And self is not the last. Self is not the last because I know what I got within me now, and I know that all I have to do is get it out. First of all, you gotta get it out, and then you just go along as it comes. And that's why self is so great. I got to make sure that everything is in alignment with what I want personally, because if I don't, then it's not going to be how I want. But, I'm excited still. I love love. I love everything. Like, everything that has happened until this point, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, and it's more to come. It's more. It's a lot more to do, a lot more to be. Like, real life, this is only the beginning. It's only the first page of what's to come. Self is after aware, of course, but self is the epilogue. Let's just say that. The next part of aware. So we have aware of self, and we keep on going. It don't stop. It don't stop. I love y'all, and I'm grateful for y'all. I'm happy that y'all